Hi everyone, I'm Fabio from Higher Hertz Project, and today I'm gonna show you the M1 pedal from Mako series from Walrus Audio. The M1 is basically a modulation pedal, and you can do a really lot of things with this Mako series pedal. Basically you have the main central knob, which is related to all the modulation you can do with this pedal. You can do a chorus, phaser, trem, vibe, rotary and filter. But of course you can do much more with this pedal. Talking about the knobs, you can see the rate and depth, which are the normal knobs for a modulation pedal, and you can have two sides of this pedal. The left side is the tweak, while the right side is the tune. Let's focus now on these two different sides so I can show you better all the potential of this pedal. As you can see, the tweak knob is divided in three different portions and is also in three different colors, from orange, green and purple. As you can see, under the tweak knob and under the tune knob you have two switches. For example, for the tweak you can control the shape, so the shape of the modulation, the division and the type of the modulation, because as you can see you have 6 different main modulation, but you can also change the type of this modulation to basically go in a sub folder. So for example, the chorus can be a tri-chorus, can be a standard chorus, or for example for the tremolo can be a tri-trem and stuff like that. So you have 3 different sub modulation of the main modulation. So basically you have 18 kind of modulation, and you can also tweak these modulations. Let's see now how this tweak knob will behave. So basically we will see the shape, the division and the type control. Let's now jump to the tune control. So basically with the tune control you can control the 3 main position of this switch, which is the tone, the symmetric and the X parameter. The tone, basically you can get darker or brighter sound. With the symmetric parameter, basically you can change the position of the shape. Basically if you have a sinusoidal shape, you can change basically this sinusoidal, and the same for the other kind of shape, so square shape or for triangle shape. This is really interesting because you can really listen the differences in this modulation in the time. Really interesting. While the X parameter will change depending on the kind of modulation you will choose. So if you are on the chorus, the X parameter will be more emphasized, basically the chorus. It's an extreme, okay? So we'll extremize, let me say, the modulation that you will choose. So let's listen this behavior. Okay, but this pedal can do really more, because as you can see under these two tiny switches, you have also another kind of parameter written in, let me say, yellow-green color. And these are the lo-fi parameters. Basically, you can engage these parameters with the main lo-fi knob. Basically, the lo-fi is the amount of lo-fi you want to listen together with the modulation. But how to control this second parameter? Well, as you can see here on the bypass switch, by the way, the switches are flexi, so really great. You have basically a writing, it's called lo-fi. So basically when you hold down the bypass switch and tweak, maybe if you go to the position shape, you are controlling the envelope, or if you're on the position type, you are controlling the space. So basically when you hold down the bypass and move the tweak, you are controlling the envelope, the drive, or the space. The same when you hold down the bypass and move the tune, you are controlling the age, the noise, and the warble. Let me explain this parameter. So the envelope is changing basically the attack of your modulation. The drive, you will increase some saturation on the background. Will be really interesting. And with the space, this is really interesting because you will add a really lovely reverb space, and this space will change depending on the modulation that you are using. For example, on the rotary, you will not get a really long space. You will introduce a sort of room, really small room. But with other kind of modulation, you will add basically a really long and lovely creamy reverb, really great. Changing the lo-fi on the tune knob, basically you are changing the age, which is a sort of high pass filter. You will not listen too much bass, you will listen only the high pass, only the high frequencies. With the noise is really interesting, this noise lo-fi filter, because you will get the crackle noise of the dust on the vinyl is really amazing. I really love this feature. And with the warble, you can control basically the strangeness of the modulation that you can get. You can really get a sort of extreme modulation with this warble, so can be also just a bit messy, but you have to be really gentle with this warble control. Let's listen some samples. have another hidden feature which is called the skip. You can see here on the tap switch, basically you can hold this switch and you can listen a sort of skip. This skip will change also depending on the time that you are using. So it's like a loop. For example, if you have a very long time, when you press the skip, all the notes that you will play inside the cycle will be replayed. But if you are in very short time of your modulation, which basically you can change with the tap or with the rate, in this case the repetition will be very fast and it will seem just like a skip, a tick tick tick, because it's really fast. Let's listen this behavior. Another cool feature is the fact that you can save up to 9 presets inside this pedal, because we have these 3 switch. You have basically the switch to A, B and C, and each of this bank you have basically 3 presets. So you have A1, A2, AB and stuff like that. But if you want to save more presets, you can do that with the MIDI, because as you can see you have the in and through MIDI, and you can save up to 127 presets externally. Okay, so let's see how you can save these presets. Well, it's really simple. Let me start saying that when you purchase the M1, you have already 9 different presets to all these stock position. So basically, if you go to the B2 position, you can change the position, okay, if you don't like the stock preset, and you can overwrite that preset. How to do that? Well, you have to choose the position A, B or C, and you will be in position number 1. To go in the position number 2, you have to press both the switch one time, very briefly, and you go to the C2 or B2 or A2. Another time and you go to the B3, A3 and C3, and so on and so forth. Instead, to save your preset, maybe you go to the A2 and here you are tweaking something on the parameter and you want to save something. You have to press and hold both the switch until the 2 LED will blink, and then you will see again the stock color of the preset. As you can see, you can have 3 different colors of the preset: the red color, the blue color and green color. When you are touching something, this LED will blink in purple, because it's telling you that that preset is not saved. So to save the preset, you have to do that procedure, and then the LED will blink in red, in blue or in green, depending on the position of the bank, 1, 2 or 3. Okay, let me say now that this pedal is really great. I love this pedal, and I like that this pedal is totally stereo. You have in and output. You can also use it in mono, because you can see the written mono, but you can use stereo in, stereo output, really great. And you have also the USB here, because you can update the firmware when the Walrus Audio will release a new firmware. So guys, this was Fabio. This is an Higher Heads project. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.